everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. It's nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well. Here are my full-time thoughts of West Ham United 2, Newcastle United 2. As always, guys, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website. But as you can see from the icon that's up here, there's also Newcastle retro gear in there as well, along with track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts made by Admiral, Umbro and Baka, so go check those out. Any purchases you make through the link in the description below, the commission that the channel would normally be getting, as I always say, I'll be sending on to the charity Iron Supporting Food Banks. They're based in the Newham area and they're helping those in the Newham area and the Essex County and further afield for that matter to help put food on the tables for those that are struggling in these really difficult times over the last 4 to 5 years. So guys, go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt. You'll be saving yourself a few quid in comparison to your respective club shop, and you'll be helping those that less fortunate than you and I. So, as there was hardly any train disruption in comparison to the Sheffield United game last week, here are Dennis and I talking about the team sheet.
Okay, so here we are at the London Stadium. Team sheet has literally just been announced. Dan, talk us through it.
Well, you got 5 changes. You've got Areola in net. You've got Kufal and Emerson at fullback. Aguerd and Zuma at centre back. Alvarez, Soucek, Ward-Prowse in the middle, Paqueta wide left, Bowen wide right, Mickey Antonio up top.
Okay, so thoughts on the tactics, bearing in mind, as I said in the preview, last season when we played them back in March, the tactics of Newcastle were to target Aguerd because they know they was going to make much mistakes. What do you reckon on that one?
Well, you're going to catch 22 because you play Mavropanos. Moyes knows he needs to trust his players. Mavropanos, other than Freiburg, has not exactly played against decent opposition. So I understand why he's going with Aguerd as much as I rate Mavropanos. It's a pretty much the quintessential Moyes lineup.
Yeah.
He's going to play the way he plays, and that's the way it is, unless Antonio was injured. But considering he's had a late fitness test, wouldn't surprise a nice early sub of Kudos coming on for Antonio with Bowen going up top. I'd bank on that around the 55th, 60th minute, unless Antonio's on a hat-trick. And you never know, because
Stranger things have happened.
As a friend of the channel, Lawrence says, sometimes Antonio does something, God rolls 2 dice, it comes up double 6 and it works. You never know with Antonio.
Exactly right. But yeah, it's a very interesting starting 11. I can understand it because, as you're saying, you know, it's that catch-22 of do you rotate it or do you keep it with the winning side, as we did against Sheffield United a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, let's see what happens.
So obviously that was recorded as and when the team sheet was announced. In hindsight, I hold my hands up, Aguerd played a lot better and was hardly targeted in comparison to how it was against when we played Newcastle against them in March. Now, Soucek was very further up the field in comparison to how he would have been in that fixture as well, and that seemed to work beautifully. You know, it was things were playing very, very well. Movements were happening. You know, we were giving Newcastle a couple of things to think about in the very, very early on. But on the 6th and a bit minute, going into the 7th, Paquetá noticed that Emerson is making his run down the left-hand flank and a great ball up to him. Emerson curves his run round a little bit, sees Soucek's in space, rolls it to him in the 7th and a bit minute, and bams in the back of the net, and we're 1-0 up. Very, very happy with this. Unfortunately, what mars the rest of the first half from a West Ham perspective, and probably from a Newcastle perspective as well, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys, is Peter Banks. He certainly hasn't made a friend in East London tonight, that's for damn sure. He really, really hasn't. It was awful. His officiating and his officials on the other side of the pitches as well, for that matter, were terrible. Absolutely ridiculous. It comes now, to be fair, given everything's been going on in terms of officials in the last 7 days, you'd think they'd be a little bit more switched on. But no, we're not playing. He's not refereeing and officiating against Liverpool, so he can just be a twat, quite frankly. He was an absolute bellend. There's no other way of putting it. He generally was. Decisions going left, right and centre. Booking Guimaraes for fouls, for a foul, and then allowing him to play fouls that just weren't anywhere near as bad as it was. How he stayed on the pitch in the first half, much less the second, I'll never know. It does look, from a West Ham perspective, if there's any Geordie fans watching, thanks, by the way, for your very nice comments in the preview. It's nice to know that opposing fans agree with me when I'm talking about how fans are. It's brilliant. Thank you very much, guys. But I do not see how Guimaraes can stay on the pitch. I genuinely can't. Guys, either fans for that matter, let us know in the comment section below. Let me know what you're thinking on this. But it was ridiculous. But having said that, we went in at half time, 1-0 up. Very happy. Very, very happy with that. There was a few little worries here and there in terms of some of the play. Antonio's not fit. He's not fit. Why couldn't Moyes do the starting 11 that I put in the preview, where I said that we drop Antonio, we have Kudus out on the right hand side, and we have Bowen up front. Michael Antonio, is not fit. He was 50 to 60% fit at best. He works very, very hard. I'm not saying anything about it. I'm just saying purely on his abilities in this game. He was just absolutely off it in terms of being a centre forward stroke striker. Yeah, did some great defensive work, did some great midfield work, but in terms of the end products, that's where he lets himself down, and to be honest with you, lets a lot of us down as well, for that matter. And again, as it was against Man City, the first 15-20 minutes of the second half, we sat back, we let Newcastle come at us, and that's what caused the goals. It really, really is. It's not the sole cause. Let's not forget, Peter Banks is very, very responsible for giving away a free kick to Newcastle for a foul that wasn't. It was tasty, granted, but it wasn't a foul. There's loads of, even apparently on the highlights afterwards, I watched them. I didn't hear them, but I watched them back. And they conveniently don't. Sky Sports conveniently don't show they don't show the foul that caused the free kick. And apparently, whoever was commentating at the time said Bruno should have been shown a second yellow card. So we're all thinking it. If commentators are thinking it, why hasn't Peter Banks been done it? And he needs to be under the cosh for this. He genuinely does needs to be held accountable for why he hasn't done that. Why he hasn't sent Newcastle down to 10 men. I'm not saying these are the reasons why we conceded both goals, but I am saying it's the reason why we conceded the first, because it shouldn't have happened. Yes, it's crap defending at the 56th, 57th minute. It's terrible defending, but for both was really bad defending. But the second goal was a much better goal to concede than the first. Yeah, Trippier running down their right hand side. And running down the right hand side, crosses the ball over, and bam, it's in the back of the net, and it's 2-1. Don't get me wrong, Isak scored two very good goals in those 5 minutes. He really, really did. From a footballing perspective, they were great goals. From a West Ham perspective, that's poor defending. It really is, especially with the second one. But the good thing is we didn't stop. We didn't think, oh, here we go, we've lost this. A lot of people weren't thinking that in any shape or form. A lot of people did in the stands, because before full-time whistle was blown, people were leaving. Understandable, again, because there was a lot of screw-ups on the trains. Get that. 100% understand that. But the substitutions, I hate to say it, but again, the substitutions were too late, in my opinion. The 75th minute, was it 75th minute that Antonio came off and Benrahma came on for him? Let's just double check it. Where are we? 75th minute, Benrahma replaces Antonio. Right decision. 10 minutes late. Kudus comes on for Souček. They cross over. It looks like it's a minute or so too, but it's not. They cross over. Both of them got very good applauses when they came off the pitch and as they walked round. It's lovely to see that. I did clap Antonio a little bit. Guys, I'm not saying the reasons why he annoyed me. I've said it many, many times, and I've kind of intimated it just now as well. But with Souček, yeah, absolute legend for so far this season. In terms of his appearances, he's made 10 appearances in all competitions, scored 4 goals and 1 assist. Yeah, and as we're talking about assists, Kudus came on, played very, very well. Just showed the reasons why a lot of us, including myself, as I said earlier, why we wanted him why I said in the preview that he has to start. He has to start. He genuinely really does. And Soufal with a great pass from him, an assist up to him. Kudus is, I don't know, 4 or 5 yards out, maybe a little bit less than that. He rolls it in. Nick Pope this close from getting it. Nick Pope had a good game, to be fair. Made some very good saves, including the very fortuitous one we tapped it around the post, which led us to the corner. Very good from that point of view. But it's 2-2. Very happy with that overall. I thought if we'd lost that, there would be a little bit of a football injustice, mostly down to the officiating, but partly down to our defending for the 2 goals, as I've just mentioned. But also, for that matter, you know, we're 8 games in, still 7th in the table, 14 points on the board as we go into the second international break in as many months. I'm very happy with this. Things can be improved, of course. Tactics need to be improved. Players' abilities and awareness need to be improved as well, for that matter. But in general, guys, I am very happy with how we are at the minute. Play is just getting better and better. So, guys, as always, put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on this. And yeah, now, as I say, it's the international break. I've got some content coming up that I'm hoping to be able to do. It's not going to be as full on as it has been over the last few weeks, and since the last, we're gonna have probably 1, maybe 2 videos a week to try and keep this channel ticking over. But at the end of the day, guys, if there isn't anything worthwhile to talk about, I'm not going to talk about it. That's the feel of this channel, and has been right from day one. So yeah, so thank you to everybody that got us back to 2,410 subscribers. If like, share, and subscribe if you're new. There's a lot of you that have, over the last 4 weeks, are still not subscribed. Granted, most of those are going to be the Geordie fans. And as I say, thank you very much to your very positive comments on the preview. But yeah, guys, take care. Some of you will be seeing us on Sunday night. But most of you will see this on Monday. So if you're watching this when this goes up, enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, or if not, enjoy the start of your week, and I'll see you very soon. All the best now. Take care.